This video covers how to add and then access printers from our network. So the first thing that you'll want to do is to find the appropriate print server. We've created shortcuts for those print servers and placed them in the technology folder. To access the technology folder, you'll go to the X drive. Underneath the X drive, you'll look for technology, and then the shortcuts folder. From here, you can see that we have two shortcuts, one to Drake printers and one to Garth printers. You'll just double click the appropriate campus. From here, we've named them according to their location. So we have a 3rd, 4th Risen Hall copier, we have an 8th grade history. If we scroll down, you'll see the lower school library printer and the middle school office printer and so on. So you find the printer that's closest to you, and if it's a copier, you're also going to need to get with the tech department to get a code to access that copier. So I'm going to say I want to install the faculty workroom copier. I just double click that, and what it's doing is installing the software that I'll need to translate my print job so that the printer can understand it. And when it's finished, it's going to open this up. This is called the queue, and any documents that are waiting to be printed would be listed here. But for the most part, you don't have to worry about that. Now, when I go to, say, a Word document, that printer will be available to me for print options. So once this document loads, I would just go to File, to Print, and then this is going to differ depending on the application that you're working in, but someplace in the print window will be your option to select the printer that you'd like to print to. So you would just find that printer, and then of course you tell it, do you want it landscape or portrait, how many copies do you want, and you click print. Now if you are printing to a copier, our copiers are all set so that they ask you for a security code so that they don't just print out, that way you can keep information private. That security code, and this is something that's kind of different with some of the operating systems, but it'll pop up a little window. You might have to, down at the bottom, click that icon to bring the window forward. Then you just type your code. So it could be anything. Just remember it, because when you go to the copier, when you choose to print, it's going to ask you to enter this code for that particular job. So I enter in my code, click OK, and it's now sent to the copier. I would need to log on to that copier using the code that we've generated for you, find my print job, and then enter in the code that I had specified here. We have many copiers, and we also have some color printers if that's something that you're looking for. We do ask though that when you set up your printer that you make sure that the default printer is not a color printer, that by default you print to a copier. It's much less expensive that way, and let me show you very quickly how you can set your default printer. In Windows 7 you'll go into Devices and Printers. This is going to show you all of the printers that you currently have installed. It takes just a second to load that information. You find hopefully what is the closest copier to you. You right click that copier and tell it you want to set as default. So right now my default copier is the first floor admin copier. So again, we ask that you not choose a color printer as your default. That really cuts down on costs for us and makes certain that when you really need a color copy you can have access to it.